Good morning. We're here. We're back in the old train sim world. I have got my super special train sim world hat on. It's not actually a train sim world hat. It's just a. I think it's a like a limousine driver's hat or something like that. Morning driver, morning lamp. I've also got my official train driver's badge, which if you zoom and enhance, you will notice that it is a German train with the British Rail logo in the bottom corner. Serious boo boo on the part of whoever designed that. Really bad. That would be a good ruse. Maybe next year, April Fools. Ultra, welcome in, by the way. Maybe I'll do that next April Fools. Good morning, folks. Welcome in. We've got Nightlights, we've got Leopard, we've got Chappers, we've got Fruitful Space, we've got Kitty Lover 420. We have Ginger Majango. We have Adam Flair. And we have Ultra Widio, as he is known by people who can't read usernames properly. How are we doing, folks? Are we good? It's a great bunch. It's a real ragtag bunch of misfits in here today. We are going to be doing some Train Sim World this morning and this afternoon. Well, we'll do. I don't know how long we'll do it for. Maybe a couple of hours, something like that. I think there's two services I want to do. This is the Frankfurt. I'm going to pronounce everything wrong. By the way, it's all German. Ultra video. Yeah. How am I looking? Really? Am I looking too bright? Should I be turning the brightness down, or is that just on my monitor? I look a little bit bright. We're going to be doing the Frankfurt S-Bahn today, which is not pronounced like that, I believe, because they don't say S. They'll say whatever S in German is, I imagine. Which is a nice little sort of. It's not like A to B route. There's different ways you can go through it and stuff like that. So we'll do a few of them. We'll at least do a couple of them, and hopefully we'll have a nice time. We'll have a little bit of a chat. No music today, folks, because it is super serious. It's a super serious stream, which means there'll be no music because there will be people coming in and going, "How do things sound?" Because people are bothered by that. I don't mean that in sort of a flippant sort of, I can't believe they're bothered by that way, but it's a super serious train sim, so people do care about that sort of thing, and I don't want to let them down. I have a moral duty to present it as accurately as possible, I think. I don't know how everyone else feels about that. Good morning, Aiden, as well. Can't speak German. No, English only, please. Aiden, English only, please. You could have said something really awful there. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a fucking clue, mate. Snorbuckle says, good morning. We'll do a little bit of chat first while people sort of pile in before we get going. I have got all the time in the world to do this. So, Snorbuckle, good morning to you, my friend. Came to you bearing the news that we walked past Ed Sheeran yesterday and you didn't notice. I realised this must have been devastating for you to consider yourself as a dedicated... Sorry, I've read half of that wrong. I realised this must be devastating to you as you consider yourself a dedicated Ed head, and for that I can only apologise. Where did we walk past... What in God's name are you talking about, Snorbuckle? Did we actually walk actually past him? I was in Sheffield yesterday, folks. Meeting some pals, I had a lovely little time. No Sheffield and Train Sim World though, unfortunately. I walked past one of the doctors once in London, Matt Smith, and had to have it pointed out to me. He's very difficult to miss, and I don't mean that in a sort of like he looks ugly kind of way. I just mean he's very unique looking, isn't he? Especially with that hairdo. If he had that hairdo at that point. He did a thing with DJ Ag on the street, I saw. Saw the Facebook mums going nuts on Sheffield online about it. Whereabouts in Sheffield? A meet and greet? Toot toot the noise trains make very good kitty. Where? That loud gathering outside the town hall was an impromptu gig. What loud gathering outside the town hall? We went past the town hall and it was fucking quiet. There was no one there. Do you remember, Snore? There was no one there. Because we were all sat there going, it's fucking empty in Sheffield today. Roughly, hello, how is the train? Yes, I have 400 days on Duolingo. I'm surprised you've learned something on Duolingo, Aiden. Find it very difficult to actually learn things on there. We're going to do some evening services, folks. I do have a couple singled out to do, and I believe one of them is this one. Is it that one? Give me 1 second, folks. It's not that one. It's this one. We're doing this one first. 1803. 19th of May, clear, that's fine. Let's get into it. Remember you banned me for advertising another stream the other day, and I was upset I had to come up with a joke, but needed Twitch approval to land the joke. I don't remember. No. Fucking memory like a sieve, me. I don't know what you're talking about. And we were like, oh, there's something going on here, and continued past. We went past later and it was loud. I think it was going from Waterstones to Head of Steam. Let me think. I can't remember, mate. I think I was too. Folks, I got something from Waterstones, and I was buzzing about my what I got from Waterstones. I got some Moomin Little My branded fruit pastels, which I've not opened. I was probably too busy thinking about them. Ed Sheeran, you say? That's interesting. I don't like him. I mean, I'm sure he's perfectly acceptable as a human being, but I'm not interested, I'm afraid. Right, I can't remember how to set all this up, so you are going to have to forgive me a little bit. No safety systems on this today, folks. They are German, and that means that I don't understand them yet. Still haven't learned it. Still haven't learned Ziffer and PZB and all that sort of thing. So we'll not be doing that. We are going to turn on some of the lights, though, because it is about 6 p.m, so it might be getting dark soon, which is interesting. You just give me a moment while I look over all these buttons to make sure I'm not missing something glaringly obvious. I don't think we are, folks. This is the BR 430, sorry. 430, forgive me. I've got the number wrong. It's a BR 430, a DBBR 430. For any German train fans out there, and I'm sure there's plenty of them that are watching this actually. Here we are. We're just going to do a couple of runs through of it. I'm not a big techie train head, especially with the German sort of stock. So any sort of technical questions, I would encourage you to find one of the other ambassadors that is perhaps streaming this or making a video about it and ask them. It's not my specialty, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I'm going to catch up on the chat now. You in Sheffield didn't say hello. Don't worry, Mosh, I'm jesting. I didn't, mate, no. We went to, what was the pub called? The Cavendish? Which I looked up afterwards, chappers, and saw that you follow them on Instagram. It was nice in there, actually. I'm not surprised you followed them on Instagram. It was quite nice. He actually did as well, was just out walking his dog, not exactly hiding away. I was just being very unobservant. All right. Fair enough, then. Fair enough, I suppose. Let's get moving, folks. No expert train driving for me today, I'm afraid. I am shit at it. Fortunately, this is a one-handle one, which makes my life significantly easier. Do let me know about the levels. I'll see if there's a... Let's open the windows. Let's get some sounds in. Do let me know if the game is too loud or too quiet. Though we're going way too fast. Immediately. Straight off the bat. Straight off the bat, we're going way too fast. I'm so sorry. Welcome in, SK. Sorry, I've just seen you in the chat there. I will catch up to your messages post-haste. I'm very sorry. German I found okay. Going to be in the German-speaking bit of Switzerland in a couple of months. Whereabouts, mate? Whereabouts? I've been to Switzerland several times before. I wonder if you're going to the same places. 98% of my convos will still be in English still. Yeah. Yeah, it is like that. The one conversation I had with a Swiss person when I was there, we were talking about tissues. And he found it really funny that we call them tissues because over there they call them Kleenex. Because it's one of those things where they give it a branded name for like all of one product. Like, you know, we call like a pen a biro, for example. It's a little bit like that, I think. Although we do just call them pens, don't we? Levels, folks. I do need a levels check. I really do, folks. Someone's gonna have to help me out here. Stelio Contos. I haven't got a clue what that means, SK. I'm so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry. Seems a really nice fellow. Happy for him that people like his music. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I like Overpass Graffiti. That's a good song. What are your thoughts on the word scran? I don't use it myself. I find it a little bit... I don't know where the word originates from, but I know Scousers say it a lot. But I know if I would say the word scran, it sounds like I'm trying too hard to be Scouse, and I don't need to do that. I am technically half Scouse already, so it's not a word I use. I don't know. It'd be like me starting calling trainers trabs or something like that. There's no need for me to do that. I would only be doing it as a sort of way to say to people without actually saying it that, oh look, I'm a little bit Scouse me. I don't think that Scran is exclusively a Scouse thing. I'm not sure. It might not be. It might just be a generic northern thing that I've never heard anyone in Leeds say it ever, or Bradford. I've only ever heard it used in the context outside of like Scouse people using it. I've only ever heard it in the context of like people talking about footy Scran. And I don't say footy either, because I'm not 8 years old anymore. It is what it is. Been very judgy there, aren't I? Let me just pull in here and I'm going to catch up on the chat. I'm against it. Why for? You might have already answered that, and I've just not caught up to it, and I'm really sorry about that. We're in Wiesbaden Ost, which means Wiesbaden East, I think. And that's a really nice stop. That's a lovely stop. Really good. Very proud of that. Especially since I wasn't paying much attention. One of my preferred Mankisms. Is it a Mank thing? I don't know. I've only ever heard Scousers actually say it. If that makes sense. I've heard people type it all. I've heard people type it. I've seen people type it. I've not heard people say it. Follow them on Instagram because I go do a pub quiz there on Thursdays. Alright. It was lovely. We went in. It was dead quiet. I had a pizza. It was fine, yeah. It was alright. I got an apple juice as well. I went to the pub, folks. I went to the pub. I don't drink, and I do say this in most streams now, because it comes up. Because I have to be different. I don't drink, so I ordered an apple juice. I had a pizza and an apple juice at a pub. Think of that. Do you like that? It came in a nice little glass. It's a very fancy little glass. $3.50 it was, but whatever. In fairness, yesterday was a bad day for it. Even if you'd have reached out, I'd have said no. Had a bottomless brunch the day before and stayed out drinking heavily till 3 AM. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I'll come down to Sheffield at some point in the future. But we had a few people that were meeting up. We had Iris was coming over from America, and she'd come up to meet a few of us. So I just popped down for the day. Didn't do it. We just sort of sat around in pubs, really, which is not normally my favourite thing, but it was nice and it was quite quiet. There weren't many people around, I should say, as opposed to it was quite quiet, because one of them we went into, it was quite loud. The music was quite loud. But one of those things, isn't it? Immediately speak. I know. I'm sorry. Brand erosion, Tipex, yeah. That's the thing. It's like that. It's like Tipex, Kleenex, that sort of thing. Tannoy is another one. Spray my wrist, decking it in a pub. I'm very sorry to hear that, mate. I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope it heals up quickly. Zurich for a few days, then Bern. Tied it with the women's Euros. Oh, nice. Lovely stuff. Hoover, yeah, that's another one, Snowbuckle. Enjoy, Aiden. Enjoy yourself. Sellotape, yeah. My Hoover's a Dyson, yeah. I wonder if people just start saying Dyson instead. Oh, let's not do that, actually. Let's not do that. Ooh. That's a nice horn, isn't it? Or whatever they call it in German. Under Armour from them skin-tight thermal things. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good shout. I've not thought about that one properly before, actually. I can hear you, and also the train, so I think it's good. Thank you very much, Kitty. You did say that 5 minutes ago, but I'm so glad I've got around to it now. Thank you very much. Photoshop tried to stop people using it as a verb. I know. I remember seeing something about that. So we should all be using Photoshop as a verb. A little bit of stuttering there. I'm sorry about that, folks. I have run through this route once already, so it shouldn't be too stuttery in the grand scheme of things. Just a wee American Dad reference. Oh, okay, SK. I've not seen that, unfortunately, but I'm hopefully someone in the chat has, or someone lurking perhaps has seen it and understood it and had a good little laugh. But unfortunately not me. I've never been into the sort of American Dad, Family Guy, Cleveland Show type things, sadly. I did watch that Found Family Guy pilot though, and I thought it was quite good. So, I don't know. It says crank because it's just the word I've used for years. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. It does get set up here, really. I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe I've just only heard it from Scouts people before, but certainly where I'm from, you don't really get people saying it that much unless they're sort of trying to. I don't know. It feels like one of those words. Just say food. Just say food, mate. It's fine. A slang term that is longer than the term it's trying to replace is ultimately quite pointless. Just say food. It's fine. I'm not going to judge you. I've overshot that just a tiny little bit. I am sorry about that, folks. Hope it wasn't too harsh on any of you. No jostling about in your seats. It's the time of year when I see all the names of graduates and some of the people who choose their own Western names pick a thing they enjoy and spell them phonetically. Put together the headshot for a student who likes peachy tea. That's quite nice. I like peachy tea. That's a nice horn, that, isn't it? Thank you for the emote. It's not an emote, it's an emoji there, Kitty. I can't actually see that, though. On Castlabs, it just says DE in tiny little letters. But hopefully in the chat, it came up as something else. I've just... Hang on. Let's get moving. Let's get moving. There we go. Sounds quite nice, actually. It was, yeah. I've not had apple juice in a long time. It is a bit of... I ordered it because I thought it looks a little bit like beer. And at first glance, people might think I'm having a beer. But it is actually apple juice. That's why I like Apple Tango as well, because that fizzes up and you do get the foam on the top if you pour it right. And it just looks like you're having a beer, but it's just an Apple Tango. There's a little life hack for you. Ultimately, though, I do think it's a... I need to stop doing this thing where I order things because of like an expectation that I should be having this or I should be having that. It wasn't like a pressure from anyone else that I felt like that I was hanging around with. But I do feel like a little bit of a dick just going to a pub and just going, can I have an apple juice, please, mate? It feels a little bit stupid, but I shouldn't care. No one should care. It's a very stupid thing to get bothered about. I've said it before. I've been out to a pub before to get a meal. It was my grandma's birthday, and they had loads of different drinks, and they had like an iced latte thing, and I was quite warm. I thought I'd get an iced vanilla latte, and so we're all ordering our drinks, and my brother's getting like a Guinness or whatever, and my mum's getting maybe a cider or something like that. And I said, can I have a vanilla iced latte or something? And my brother really fucking loudly went, oh, for God's sake. And I think it's trauma from that, really. I think it's trauma from that moment that I've not fully recovered from. I'm going to therapy on Wednesday, though, folks. I'm starting some more therapy soon, so maybe I'll bring that up then. Maybe I'll have the answer for that in CBT. Who knows? Sorry for trauma dumping there, by the way. Didn't mean it. We are late here. We are quite late. We're running really late, actually. Pint of your finest apple juice, please, barkeep. It wasn't even a pint. I could have got it in a pint glass, but I just got a standard one. It was a little bit less than a pint. But yeah, I actually ordered the apple juice on the app, though. The apple juice, you might say, which is not funny. I did order it on the app, so I didn't have to actually go up to the bar and go, can I have a fucking apple juice, please, mate? Which was nice. Truffle Hut, welcome in, my friend. How is it going? If your passengers stand up while the train is moving, do they get thrown out of the train like they do in Wild RP? I don't think they do, unfortunately, Truffle Hut. That would be nice, though, wouldn't it? Maybe someone could mod that in. That would be good. Let's start breaking here. We are a little bit late, but we are on a train, so it's par for the course, isn't it? Have I tried Fanta Apple? I haven't, though. I bet that's alright. Is it, I can't imagine it being much different from Tango Apple. I don't really have fizzy drinks anymore, to be fair. As a rule, I don't have fizzy drinks. I've sort of got to the point where I've realised that if I've got the choice between having a fizzy drink and a still drink, I will always pick the still drink. They're just always better, aren't they? We're going a little bit fast here. Once ordered a glass of milk in a pub. That's good. That's really good, actually. Did they offer to put ice in it? A glass of milk. I've overshot it a little bit. I'm sorry, folks. Not the end of the world. I often have soda at a bar. Genuinely dislike drinking nowadays. Yeah, I did. I tell you what, I did get yesterday though, and I have got a picture of it on my phone, which I will show to you, but it won't show up properly because of NVIDIA Replay, I imagine. But I got that. Now you can zoom and enhance into that. It was a steamy martini, but it was a 0 alcohol one, which costs the same as a one with alcohol in. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I actually think that's. I don't know how I feel about that. The more I think about it, the more I think when it happened, when I realised they were the same price, I sort of thought, oh, that's fair. You're sort of getting the same thing, but one's not got alcohol in. But I actually think that the more I think about it, it should be cheaper, shouldn't it? If only just to discourage people from having so much alcohol. If you just make it like fucking $10.95. If they just made it like £2 cheaper, I think that'd be fine. I don't know, but I did. Yeah, I got that. I've never really had a cocktail before. It was quite nice. It was posh juice basically because it had no alcohol in, but it was really good. But that was something that I've not done before. I might have to start doing that in the future. More cocktails, I think. Even if the one had alcohol in, I don't drink much these days, but even if I did have one with alcohol in, I think it'd be fine. I just know I'd prefer it without alcohol. If that makes sense. It's fine, no one gives a shit. I know. Well, clearly they do. My brother does, but I wasn't with him, so I shouldn't really care, should I? In my defence, it was a hilarious jape for a colleague who can't handle spicy food. That's fair. That's not as funny though, I think, actually, than you just ordering milk at a bar, like you're in fucking Clockwork Orange. That'd be good if you dressed up as the fellas from Clockwork Orange and then ordered a milk at a bar. That actually would be a good bit. Cavendish is a studenty pub, I think. I'm sure it's normal practice. Yeah, it might well be. I don't know. There was hardly anyone in there. This was like midday. We were going to go to a different pub and get a roast, but it was shut. It was just for some reason it was shut. We got there an hour early, as it turned out, because they post a thing on there. It was one of those pubs that they only have a Facebook page, but they posted something on the Facebook page saying it opened at 12, so we got there at 12, and then there was a fucking sign on the door saying it opened at 1. So we went into the Cavendish instead, which was nearby. And then Snore went back at about 1:10 to see if it had opened, and it still wasn't open, so I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? I think some people take offence when they drink and you don't because it makes them self-conscious. I don't know, Truffleheart, maybe, I'm not sure. There's a lot of sort of social pressure, even if people are sort of like, I don't know how to explain it. Even if people are sort of like me, sort of perfectly acceptable with like, in here I'm sure we're all like that, where we're like, if people don't drink it's fair enough, but I still think there's a slight social pressure about it. I don't know. It's weird. That's actually why I prefer ordering on an app, because I don't have to say it out loud. And I know I shouldn't be bothered by that, but I am. I don't know. It's one of them things, innit? You're a fizzy firster. Fizzy firster. In the summer, maybe. Ultra, when it's really warm out or whatever. It does hit different. But generally speaking, I do prefer a still drink. I always have done, to be honest with you. I always have done. I do like a lilt in the summer, though, or whatever it's called now. Fanta grapefruit or something. Worth getting to try. Oh, absolutely. If I see one, I'll try one. It's just I'm the days of me ordering like a 12-pack of some fizzy drink off Amazon or whatever. Those days are behind me, I think. But I'll buy one. Or I'll buy a 12-pack or whatever, and I'll just let them all go flat. That's the alternative. But at that point, you might as well just fucking buy apple juice. When I ordered an orange juice as well in the Cavendish. When I ordered the orange juice, the fella just fucking got it out of a carton. He just opened the fridge and there was just a fucking carton of orange juice, and he opened that and poured the drink in. Now, I wasn't expecting that, because when I was at a wake a couple of weeks ago and I ordered an orange juice, they gave me a little Britvic glass of orange juice, like a little bottle of orange juice, like a bit of a posh sort of thing. I wasn't just expecting them to fucking charge me $3.50 as well for a bit of a carton of orange juice. But I assume they did the same with the apple juice, to be fair, so I haven't really got any sort of, you know, I made the same mistake twice. Who cares? Can't be asked with fizzy drinks unless it's fizzy water. Flavoured fizzy water fruits or just normal? Because I don't think I can sanction. I don't think I can endorse fizzy, non-flavoured water by itself. I think that's bizarre behaviour, I'm afraid. And I know that coming from me, that's, you know, pot kettle and all that sort of thing, but goodness me. Non-flavoured, that's mad fruits. I'm sorry to say it, that is mad. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Whap-a-doodle-doo. And all that sort of thing. Love some fizzy water, and I miss the American abundance of seconds. What is going on? This is absolutely... This is madness. What are we talking about? This is crazy. Cocktails are the best there, Loss. Yeah, I did like that cocktail. It was very, very nice. And I didn't know what to do with the passion fruit afterwards, so are you supposed to just eat it, or what? Is it just garnish? It feels like a bit of a waste of half a passion fruit if you're just garnishing it. Especially since they sort of put it face, like, so it was just sort of the outside of it that was in the drink. You weren't even getting like the inside bit of it, like mixing in with the drink or anything like that. I don't know. Really awful stuff. It's terrible, isn't it? Like, vile stuff, as Batman would say, if he was still alive. I went behind the bar for years. It's very common for one person in a couple to push the other into drinking. Yeah, I was actually saying, was it to... I can't remember who it was I was saying. That when we went to Brighton, Leopard, you peer pressured me into drinking. Do you remember that, Lep? Do you remember that moment? Where you were getting shots in and you peer pressured me into getting a shot? Because I remember that. No comment. And it was that Tuaca, which you said was like a Brighton speciality, despite the fact it's fucking made in Italy or something like that. It was quite nice though. I very rarely I'd have a shot. You know, don't feel bad about it, mate. I was sort of, I'm hamming it up a little bit for comic effect, if that's something to joke about, which it's not. It's not really, is it actually? But I get that. Have you seen people fuming that some Subways have your order off the screen now? Oh, I'd love that. I love that, Aiden. The reason I don't go to Subway, and the reason when I do go to Subway, and all I do is I get the little like the pre-made sort of pepperoni things where you don't have to sit there and go, can I have that, that, and that, and then that, and that, and then that. I can't be arsed with that. I absolutely can't be arsed with that. Let me order off a screen. If they genuinely start doing that, I will be going to Subway far, far more often. Because Subways around here are always fucking empty as well. I'd love to go in and just order off that. I'd absolutely love that. I don't know why they haven't done that earlier. That seriously, that would get my custom. They'd be getting my business if they did that. Which I'm sure would be a return on the investment of putting screens in every fucking Subway across the country. Because I have a bit of thing of when I order food like that and I pick what I want in it, that I'm getting judged on what I'm putting in it or what I'm not putting in it, for example. Like, I don't like lettuce, for example. I feel like I might get judged if I'm not putting lettuce in it. Which I know is... I'm probably not getting judged on that, but I probably am by some people. So, you know. Bring on our robot overlords too, right? You're absolutely right. It's a sensory stim. Fair enough. I can't say anything bad about it then, can I? Because that's a little bit... It's a little bit problematic if I actually go, that's weird, that, mate. So, fair enough. I mean, ultimately, fair enough regardless, because I'm not, you know, I'm not a prick. I'm not going to be fucking taking the piss out of people for what they eat or what they drink, because that's how people end up with all sorts of horrible fucking disorders and stuff like that. And, we don't want that, obviously. Plain fizzy water is the devil's business. Having said all that I have just said, plain water is the devil's business. Plain fizzy water. Absolutely not. Not for me. Not for me, Clive. You don't eat a garnish. You can eat the garnish if you really like. I never do it though. There you go. Two sides of a coin there. Who do I believe? Leopard or Snorbuckle? I actually think when it comes to drinking, I probably believe Leopard more. Because he seems a bit more like he seems a bit more of a heavy drinker than Snorbuckle. If that's a fair comment to make, which I hope it is. I've overshot it once again. I don't know what you mean by that. I think you drink a lot more than Snorbuckle drinks. That's as far as the comment. That's as far as the implication goes. That's it, mate. We are catching up, by the way. Only half a minute behind. 20 seconds behind. Cancelled. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. Just lads being LPE. Is that an L or an I? IPE. LP. I don't know what that means, Ultra. You've thrown some either a typo or some slang in there that I've never heard, unfortunately. Juice's old news 2025 is about mocha sachets. You still on the muck? The mocha sachet muck? I was tempted to get a espresso martini because I do like coffee. I do like coffee flavoured things, but ultimately I was a little bit warm, and I just thought I could go for something really fresh to perk me up. So, fruit, passion fruit's gorgeous, really nice. I love taking my time on a screen over having the time. That too, Snore. You make a good point. That had not occurred to me. The time thing I'm not too fussed by, but I can imagine it being a real problem for some people. But yeah, I just find a lot of... It's why I don't go to Burger King anymore, because Burger Kings don't have screens anywhere. You have to go up to the counter and order. The last time I went to Burger King and ordered something, they fucking had a go at me. Because I ordered... What did I order? I ordered a double cheeseburger. I went to Burger King and I ordered a double cheeseburger, and the fella behind the counter went, "It's actually cheaper if you get 2 single cheeseburgers rather than a double cheeseburger." And I said, okay, I still want a double cheeseburger though, because I don't want 2 single cheeseburgers. Otherwise I would have fucking said, can I have 2 single cheeseburgers, mate? They're 2 very different kettle of fish. I know it's the same ingredients, but the ratios are all very, very different, unless you want me to waste food and just get one of the cheeseburgers, take the fucking beef out of it and put it in the other one and just chuck away the bread, and I'm not willing to do that. I didn't say all of that to him. I just said I would actually just like a double cheeseburger, mate. And he fucking like scoffed at me and like, oh, what a fucking idiot sort of thing. And I was like, fucking chill out, mate. Honestly, I get that you're trying to save me 19 pence or something like that, but Good grief. That was about 10 years ago. I haven't been back since. The only time I've been to Burger King since then is I went with my dad. And my dad said, what do you want? And I said, can I get just a regular cheeseburger, please? And he went and fucking ordered me a Whopper, which is very, very different. And not only that, it was fucking cold. And I had to send it back and get a lukewarm one instead, which was still quite shit because it has fucking lettuce in and I don't like lettuce. And I'm not going to sit there fucking picking bits out. I think it also has mayo in and I don't like mayo either. So, yeah. One's opened in St. John's Centre, folks. If you go in, this is for the 2 people in the chat that know what the St. John's Centre is. If you're walking into St. John's Centre, by where the Barrel Man is, the first shop on your right is now a Burger King. Just so you know. I don't drink much, so it's a relatively low bar, that's fair. You did drink a little bit yesterday, though, didn't you, Snore? Of the old Moot, or whatever it's called. Was it Old Moot that you had? And that one that had the fucking Jokerman font? That was good. The little Jokerman font on the glass. It was supposed to be Lep. Oh, I see. Sorry, yeah, it's just a typo. Just lads being Lep, isn't it? Mars, welcome in. Is that too quiet? I'm turning this up. There you go. It's good to hear it, isn't it?
There you go. In other words,
it does speak for itself, really. Couldn't have said it better myself. Mars, thank you very much. Welcome in. It's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for the donation to Gendered Intelligence, my friend. They do some very good work. Thank you very, very much. I hope you enjoyed that that little song that came up as well. I know Lep did. He loves it. Lep, if you love it so much, why don't you donate as well? I'm just going to put that out there. You have not donated yet. So, all eyes on you, mate. Come on. Dig deep. Thank you very much, Mars. Welcome in. How's it going? Sorry, let me pull in here and then I will catch up on the chat. We're way ahead of schedule here. 3 minutes. More than enough time for me to catch up. Come on. Come on. Come on. A little bit. I keep doing it a little bit over. It doesn't break as easily as I thought it would. Okay, there we go. Oh, fucking hell. Right, let me catch up on chat. Mars, welcome in. Folks, by the way, actually, that's a fair call out. If you're not following Mars, please, am I okay calling you Mars, by the way? Sorry, is that okay? I have spelled that right, haven't I? I've done a lot of assuming there. If you would like me to call you something else, do let me know. I just have a horrible habit of shortening people's usernames, because it's easier for me to say. I will work from the top. Where did we get up to? I'm so sorry, folks. We're really far behind on the chat. Passion fruit is great. One of the gooder fruits of the world. Absolutely. The screens in your Burger King, you lucky bastard. This one's just opened. It hasn't got any screens. I'm very disappointed. Ultimately, Burger King's a bit shit, isn't it? Let's be honest. The chips are fine, I think. Where are we? My current top 2 sachet choices. That's really difficult to say. The Tory option, Nescafe Mocha Green Triangle, 2.20 for 7. I remember you saying. The working class option, 10 for 1.10. I might have to start giving them a go. I'm going to close that now before I forget. Asking to charge you for 2 cheeseburgers but give you a double cheeseburger instead if you're so bothered. Well, if I could go back in time 10 years, Snowbuckle, and have a chat with him again, I will do that. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll keep it in mind. A Burger King Wappa, yeah. Just for you, Lep. Just for you. Had 2 ciders, an Old Moot and a Jokerman font one. It is Jokerman. No, it is Old Moot, isn't it? I'm pronouncing that right. I believe. Telebert, by the way, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in. I don't know why I didn't get a notification for that. I got an email off Twitch and that's it. That's really strange. Thank you very much. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. Didn't realise there was an alert. No, it needs... it's one of the only things I've got an alert for, the charity donation thing. Because I think it deserves it. It's a little bit of an incentive for people, I suppose. Whereas, you know, if someone subs... It comes up in the chat if someone subs. Which is... it should be enough of an alert in itself for people, I think. Did it do loads of like confetti all over the screen and stuff as well? Because it should do that. It should do that. Hello, Mars. Welcome in. Excuse me. Excuse me. A McDonald's what? What did he say? A Starbucks coffee at McDonald's prices. I think Starbucks coffee is probably a little bit better, to be fair. I've not been to Starbucks in a long, long time. But it's probably a little bit better than McDonald's coffee. I keep saying McDonald's now, but that's what he says in the video, so... it's been so long since I heard that. Well, you know how you can hear it again, mate? You can fucking donate to charity. Come on, there's no excuses. People sat there going, oh, I wish I could hear that again. You fucking can, mate. It just cost you a £5, and I know you've got a £5, Snorbuckle. You fucking paid... You fucking bought me a cocktail yesterday for $10.95. I know you've got $5 just laying around. Did I give you a shout out, Mars, or did I just abandon that halfway through? I can't remember. I did give you a shout out. Please follow Mars if you're not, folks. Please, please, please. I know we raided them the other day, but some of you might not have been there for that. Mars is an absolute gem. Mars, I was lurking in your stream after I raided. I was having some food and stuff. I got jump scared by you saying...
Check this out. Go back. And let's hear it in the track.
I'm so sorry. It works, folks. Pressuring people to donate to charity, it works.
Everything's right, except the Bible. We're out here fishing with a fish all night. We fish for bass, we fish for crappie, and we don't care. We'll have a
So I don't feel bad about it. It's for the common good.
Except the Bible. We're out here fishing with a fish all night.
I've overshot it again.
In other words, speaks for itself, really.
シュノーバックルドネーテッド5ポンド2ジェンダードインテリジェンス
I am going to try and figure out how to change the language of that TTS thing. I don't know why it's Japanese. I don't know if I've pressed something by accident there. No idea. Thank you very much for the donation, Snorbuckle. Thank you very, very much, mate. I really do appreciate that. I'm sorry if you felt pressured into doing that, but it is for a good cause. It's not that you're getting pressured into a sub or something like that. I actually would feel bad about that. But pressured into donating for charity, I don't really care. To be honest, I think that's really good of me to do that. So, you know, peer pressure's good actually. Too right. Mars, what was I saying? You jump scared me when I was lurking in your stream because I just heard the fucking... My mum used to say that caramel, whatever it is. Despite me having heard that line 100,000 times in the past 2 weeks, I still can't remember it off the top of my head, and I certainly can't do a good imitation of it. But it very much shocked me. Very much took me out of the meal that I was having, which I can't remember. It might have been a bolognese or something. I do have some... I don't have caramel pecan ice cream, actually, that's a lie. I do have a Ben & Jerry's lemon and honey ice cream that I got the other day. What do we make of that? There was a lemon and honey one, or there was a mango one. I think they sound really good. What's the consensus on Ben & Jerry's? Are they cancelled? I heard someone say something about they're cancelled. But at the same time, one of the fucking Ben, I think it was Ben, he got thrown out of Congress the other day because he was interrupting RFK. No politics, please. But no politics, please. We can discuss this very briefly. So I don't know what the consensus is. I know they are owned by Unilever though. So I don't know. Pick your battles, I suppose. I don't know. So I've fucking waffling for... I'm so sorry. I really need to go back and catch up on the chat. I've been just waffling for... I've overshot that really badly as well. That's really bad of me. Where did we get up to? Oh my god. That's a fair call. I'm doing okay, taking it easy today, not up to much. I'm very glad to hear that. Have you got a day off? It's bank holiday next Monday. That's nice, isn't it? For those who work, I suppose. Couldn't be me. This is work in itself. Driving a little pretend train. Yes, Mars is good. You're too kind, thank you. I'm not too kind at all. Ask anyone else in here. I'm actually a massive prick. But thank you for letting me know, Mars. Thank you very much. Yes, Telebert. Telebert, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you very much for the follow, my friend. I do hope you're having a good day. So I'm just getting pings off my phone and it's fucking apps that I've not used in 6 months. Really annoying. Far too far, though. It's pronounced moot for reasons unknown. Fair enough. I just avoid the whole thing by not buying any. If I can't pronounce your company name, or if it's got an ambiguous pronunciation, I'm not buying off yet. I don't buy Nike/Nike stuff for that reason. I do buy Adidas though, because it is Adidas. No one's saying Adidas. Come on now. Come on, let's be real. The fella who founded the company was called Adi Dazzler. That's why it's Adidas. There you go. I think I could be completely wrong there. We are pulling into Frankfurt soon, folks. I don't know if this is the last one. The next stop is where I live. Oh, tell about that. Is that the one we've just been to? I'm so sorry. I'm behind on the chat. Is it this one that we're coming up to, or we'll be coming back? I think after this, so we'll bump into it again, and we can do a little bit of a walk around it if you want, just to see what it looks like, if that is of interest to you. Gundy, welcome in, my friend. How's it going? I've just seen your message there. Let me catch up. Our fave line from our fave film. Yeah, I've been listening to Have You Ever Had So Much Fun? I genuinely think that's a really good song. Does sound a little bit like Since You've Been Gone by Rainbow though, but everything's a remix and so on.
My mom used to say that I will kill you.
That's for Kitty. That's for Kitty. She's been waiting for that for about 2 weeks now. Danger, welcome in, my friend. How's it going? Again, I've just seen your message pop up in the chat there, but I am about 2 minutes behind on everyone else's messages, so I do need to catch up. We are near the end of this service. So once we get to the end of the service, I'll properly catch up and then we'll start the way back. But the way back goes a different way. It goes through Mainz, I believe. You see, here we go. Look, here's the map. So we're taking this. We've taken this top route on the way here, and on the way back we're going to go the bottom route down here. Oh, so we might not go across this one again. We can always free roam there though, if you want to see it again, Telebert. We can absolutely do that. My mum used to say that caramel pecan ice cream was closest thing to heaven on earth. I can't do the impression of it. I'm really sorry. That's as good as it gets from me, I'm afraid. Did I see the Sky Sports thing from Livingston? I haven't. What's that about? What is that about? I hear this in your voice. I can only hear it. I can't even remember what it sounds like apart from.
My mom used to say that.
I can only hear. I can't. The rest of it, I just hear in Kitty's voice. You know. Lemon and honey sounds delicious. Honestly, it does, doesn't it? I've not had any yet, but it sounds really refreshing. I'm going to wait until it's a little bit warmer outside, I think, before tucking into it. It was only $3.75 in the co-op, which is pretty good, I think. Where are we? Sorry. I thought we were very pro Ben and Jerry's. I thought we were as well, still, but someone said something about them the other week. Because they're owned by Unilever. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. He was trying to advocate and got forcibly removed. There you go. I think the consensus is the founders are quite good, but because it's owned by Unilever and they're not good. I think that's where the that's why it's a bit contentious. It's struggling a little bit here frame-wise. I am very sorry for that, folks. A little bit of stuttering. I think it's just because it's quite a busy route. There is a full timetable of this and a reduced version as well. And there's a little bit of like controversy in the Train Sim World community, if you can believe that. Because PS5 and Xbox Series S/X, they only get the reduced timetable. And I am adamant that if they'd renamed them, so the reduced timetable was called like the regular timetable and the full one was called like the enhanced or the expanded timetable, I don't think there'd be that much of an issue. I genuinely think a lot of this is just semantics. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could have misjudged it massively. I'm so sorry, folks. I am going to catch up on chat, he says, for the 100,000th time. There's also a moment where Brad and Ainsley are kissing in the studio and Nancy walks in, hears him say, "What is that? Passion fruit?" So I thought of that when you talk about passion fruit. I don't remember that bit, but I do believe you because from what I've heard, you've seen it about 400 times. It's a little bit framey down here. I'm only getting 30, 40 frames per second. This is a very new PC. And it should be doing better than this. And I've got the screen percentage on 100%, I believe. It is on ultra settings. I've got everything on ultra, but I've never had any sort of proper stuttering before on any route. And I have run through this once already, so I don't know. I don't know about that, folks. You might just have to turn your graphics down a little bit for it or something. I don't know if it's a graphics thing or if it's, I don't know, it could be a memory thing. I haven't got a clue. Don't know. Sorry, let me pull in here and then we are going to spend a good 5 minutes catching up on the chat. Because I've neglected you and I'm really sorry. It's a stopping sort of thing, this, so it's a little bit more difficult to juggle. There we go. There we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? We are infected by country crush. It's a terrible affliction, isn't it, Kitty? I think the parent company bought them a gobshites, but the original founders are sound, as shown by the RFK incident. I think that's the impression that I've got as well, Aiden. Yeah. Hate Dazn for that reason, never pronouncing it as Dazone. I don't even know what that is, to be honest, mate. Addy's short for Adolf Dassler, yeah. I know Frankfurt mainly through Euro trucking. Yeah, any place in Germany I've only heard of through possibly football or possibly Euro Truck Simulator. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's the only way you learn about these sorts of things. In the continent, you know. How you doing, Danger? You alright, mate? Really beautiful prioritizing of chat. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We are getting through it now, though. Davy Martindale decided to do a morale-boosting late-season initiative where one member of staff or a player was allowed to bring their dog into work each day. Right. Should I have a walk around while we do this? A young defender with long blonde shaggy hair brought in his golden retriever with long blonde shaggy hair and it wandered out on the park during header training and scored. They'll be making a film out of that, like fucking Air Bud or whatever it is. Fucking hell. There's fucking litter on the floor here, look. That's terrible. That's really bad. I actually sometimes do this trip as a passenger to main station and then out in the mines direction. Interesting. So we will be going, the next trip is going to be going down here, I believe. I don't know where it goes here, but it goes along one of these routes. And it'll be going down into, I assume this is, I mean, God knows where this is. It's Bischofsheim. I've pronounced that wrong. It just looks like it says Bischoff. And it goes through here into Mainz, which is, well, that's one of the Mainz stations. Mainz Gustavberg. So we'll do that, and then it goes back up into here. We will be doing that imminently. Kitty gives it that nasally spin, which makes it much better. Yeah. Yeah. She's very good at that. Morning, Train Lycus. Good morning, Yogurt. Welcome in, my friend. How's it going? Yogurt, I hope this isn't a weird thing for me to say. First thing, as soon as you come in. But, you were in my dream last night. I can't really remember what happened, though. I think we were in a Discord call or something like that. That's all I can remember. I'm sorry. But there you go. I don't know why. It just happens, doesn't it? Dovetail. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I've crossed the line there. You can also in Frankfurt. You fucking move, mate. Seriously? I actually can't. I'm just going to have to wait for him to go. You can explore the full station up here as well. Yeah, cheers. Second-class console is really sad. Well, yeah, this is the thing. So a lot of people were complaining about this, and I think some of it's I'd say warranted, but I'd be disappointed if I had a PS5 and it wasn't on par with like the PC stuff. But at the same time, I don't think you can hold back the PC stuff to accommodate console users, if that makes sense. I seriously think instead of having a full and reduced thing, if they'd have just made the reduced one, the regular one, for example, and then the sort of full one, the like enhanced one, I really don't think there'd be as much of an issue. The alternative is that there must be a reason that they've done it. It doesn't perform well on PS5 or something, which is, you know, it's hardware that's maybe like 5 years old at this point. These aren't even going on PS4 or Xbox One, I don't believe. And usually they do DLCs for PS4 or Xbox One. I think this one isn't being on there at all. I could be wrong on that. I really should do my research there. But I can't remember what I was going to say now. It'll come back to me. Don't worry about it. It'll come back to me. We've got plenty of time. This is like when ScotRail said that they don't charge more money to travel at peak times. They offer a discount to travel at off-peak times. Also, Air Troops. Matt, welcome in, my friend. How's it going? It's exactly like that. It is just... It's like marketing, isn't it? Or something like that. It's just like Ben ridding this. That's very close to doxing me, Aiden, by the way. Which wasn't actually doxing me until I said it was doxing me, and now people are going to know that I live incredibly near there. But it is just like Ben ridding. It absolutely is, Aiden. You're right. There's nothing in the rules that says dogs can't wander out in the park and score. That is a good point. I don't think it specifies that the players have to be human. This is a nice station, this, isn't it? It's very grand. Also very satisfying that all of the platforms are just like in one line across here like that. Whereas, you know, my local station, my local big station, at least is Leeds, and it's not like that at all. It's a bit of a sort of higgledy-piggledy mess in there. It lines up the players. It lines up behind the players waiting to do headers. Proper class. I'm going to have to take a look at this. After we finish with Train Sim World Ultra, if you can send me a video, we'll take a look at it. That might be about an hour or something, though. The bus station where I get off is not in the game because it models the situation around the year 2017. I see. Right, okay. And it's a bit funny when they have to sort of model it around a specific year because things can go out of date quite quickly. Because things are always like getting rebuilt or demolished or whatever. So it is interesting to see them go, right, we're just going to set it in this year, and that way we know what it's like, and it's not going to change or anything like that. Should we go in the bookshop? W.H. Smith. I don't know what any of this says. I will say, the me that appears in dreams is a terrible person and does not reflect real life. I don't think you said anything or did anything particularly objectionable, Yoga. I think you were just sort of you. I can't remember what we were talking about. It can't have been anything interesting, though, otherwise I'd remember it, I'd imagine. Possibly. That's a nice looking station. It is, isn't it? My cat's watching. Hello, cat. Which cat? Is it Stinkus? You got a roasty bar. Track and rail. Quackers crackers. They sound nice. Level up, level down. Posh chocolate. Stinkus. Welcome in, Stinkus. I hope you're doing good. Thank you very much for the lurk as well. Hope you're having a good day. Your secret lair in Freising Hall. I know. Again, it's very much not far from where I live. I don't live in Freising Hall, thankfully. It's a bit... you go on the train past there. Again, this is only something that probably Aiden's going to know, but you go on the train past there, and it's a little bit sort of... Some of the houses, like the fucking back gardens, have just got loads of rubble in. Loads of them have it. There's a row of like a couple of dozen houses or something like that. All like townhouses, all sort of together. If that like a terraced house sort of thing, but they're quite sort of tall. And all of the gardens, the back gardens, they're very long and very narrow, but they've all just got like rubble and stuff in. I don't know what's up with it. What initiatives would you introduce in the desperate last days of a season where you need a point to stay up? I don't know. I'd give everyone a really thin slice of pizza. I'd buy one pizza for the team, and I'd slice it up into like 25. Or I'd give them like a £5 Amazon voucher or something like that. That'd work. I don't know. Thankfully, I'll never have to think about that. Or hopefully never have to think about that. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Can you grab me some crackers while you're there, please, mate? I will do so. Does anyone else want anything? Does anyone want a truce juice? Or an Olympus? Or a Fizzard? Or just a can of Dovetail Games juice? Apparently I've been mean to several people in dreams. You definitely weren't mean. I'd remember that. I think we must have talked about something so tedious that I don't remember. Inventing new slurs in a dream? Absolutely not, Lep. No way. I do invent words in my dreams, though, which is interesting. I say it's interesting, it's not really, is it? Right, let's go back to the main menu and we'll do a second route then. Did I miss anyone's chat there, by the way? If anyone had any chat messages that I missed, put them in the chat again now, and I will respond to them before we get going, if that's okay. Used to be a bib at Celtic, like a dunce cap of sorts, where the other players wrote quips and criticism on it every week. That's good. And then someone would have to wear it in training or whatever. You see here, look, here you go, folks. There's S-Bahn and there's S-Bahn reduced, but I don't know why they haven't sort of... Reduced is a very negative term, isn't it? And so people are obviously going to think that because it's a reduced one, and obviously, like I said, on PS5 and Xbox Series S and X, you only get the reduced one. People are going to think that they've lost out on something, which is a bad thing, and that's why I think a lot of people are kicking off about it. Whereas if they'd have made this the normal one, just to hammer home the point again, and they'd made this one like the enhanced one or something, then it's not that the PS5 players have lost something, it's that the PC players have an additional something. I mean, there's a ridiculous amount of layers to this. Look at that, all the different fucking logos and stuff you can get on the route, whereas the reduced one just has these ones. There's still plenty of look, there's still all these timetable things you can do just for that specific train, and then this one's got all of these, and so there's still plenty in here. There's like hundreds that you can do. It's like hundreds of services. It's just that this one has like thousands, I think. And I think a normal DLC has hundreds rather than thousands. So, I don't know. I would hope that they'd learn from it and think about that next time they do something like this, which probably may have to happen again. Because like I said, the PS5 hardware is just getting older and older. So, you know, there's not a lot you can do about that, is there? Didn't miss this message because it's new, but you're fantastic. Thank you very much, Mars. As are you, my friend. As are you. Shall we do? We are going to go in the 430.1 again, which is the train that comes with this add-on. We'll do it again. And then what we'll do after this, we'll go on the way back on the other way. And then if you want to pick one of these, maybe we'll do a fast one. We'll go in the 411 or the 403 or something like that, and we'll do a faster one. That might be nice. And so I need to pick, it's the 1846. So we're going to go from Frankfurt to Wiesbaden, which I've almost definitely pronounced wrong. But we're going to go this way. We're going to go the sort of south route, which has a different name that I cannot remember. Should we change the weather a little bit? My voice is fucking going. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I have a differing opinion. Joel, welcome in. Go for it, mate. What's your differing opinion? Should we go for a little bit of cloud? Just a little bit. Thank you, Kitty. It wasn't a sneeze, it was a cough, but thank you. All the same. I appreciate that. I really want to tuck into these at some point. Should I try one now? I've not opened it. Waterstones, £1.50. £1.50 is expensive for this little thing, but it is Moomin branded. They are vegan as well, if that's of interest to anyone. And there's red berry, strawberry, orange, and pear flavours. The fruit pastels. I'm just reading the back of it. Modified potato starch. It sounds delicious, doesn't it? Should we open it? Should we do a fruit pastel tasting stream? A Moomin fruit pastel tasting stream. That'd be good, wouldn't it? I've got some other things to taste and other things to open, but I'm going to wait until Iris has very kindly brought over some stuff from America, and I'm going to try them on stream. I'll actually show you what they are. She got me a little fridge magnet. It's a Miami fridge magnet. I don't know. Should I make myself bigger so you can see this? I think this is quite nice. This is what Iris got me. Hello, folks. It's a little Miami fridge magnet, it's really lovely, actually. And I haven't got many fridge magnets, so I will have to. I've not got it on the freaking fridge yet. Having said that, she's also brought, and I've taken them home with me. Something now, without doxing her too much. Has she said this on stream before? I actually don't know. I don't know. She's brought me some Boston baked beans, which aren't actually beans, apparently. They're candy-coated peanuts. Her city is known. She's from Boston, which you all know from Fallout 4 and also the Boston DLCs from Train Sim World, I'm sure. She brought me some Boston baked beans, which are candy coated beans. I don't know what they'll be like, but I'm going to wait until she's here before I try those, which probably won't be today because I think she's still in London today. And she'll be flying, so it might be later in the week, I think. And she also got me, and again, I'm not opening it, a little capybara blind box, which is very cute. It's going to have a little capybara like toy inside it. Which I'm very much into. Look, there's 5 different ones you can get. There's one with a strawberry on its head. There's one with a strawberry on its back. There's one with like holding an orange. There's one holding a mug, and then there's one holding what looks like a baseball or something like that. Don't know if you can see those. But I did promise her that I would wait until she was here before I opened them. It does also say it's a choking hazard, not for children under 6 years old. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Live taste test on the robot. Let's try these Moomin fruit pastels, shall we? It's Moomin Little My fruit pastels. I assume they're like very small as well. Oh, they are. They're not fruit pastels like they've not got sugar on them. I don't know if you can see that. They've not got sugar on the fruit pastels, so they're a bit more like they look like wine gums or something like that. But I've got 2 here. There's the little love heart shaped, which is nice. They're all heart shaped. It's very cute. 150 in Waterstones, folks. Hashtag not sponsored. So this is orange, despite the fact that it's yellow. Do you want to hear me chewing? Well, should I put some music on while I do this? What song should I put on? Should I put on... Where's Wisecrack? I'll put on Levels by Avicii. If I can fucking find it. It's quite nice, that. It is just a little... That's so loud. Yeah, quite nice. They would not last long. I was going to have them on a train ride home. I had a lovely ride on a train home. I'll tell you about it later. They would not last long with a train ride home, but really nice. Did I say W.H. Smith? By the way, it is Waterstones. I did mean Waterstones. I don't know if I said W.H. Smith that. I feel like I did at one point. It was Waterstones. They had loads of the little moving things, which I know is exactly what Tove Jansson would have wanted. I'm sure she was really big into a sort of consumerism and all that sort of thing, I'm sure. She would have loved all the fucking Moomin branded stuff. Anyway, let's turn that music off. They're quite nice. I'll be having those a bit later, I think. Right, let me set up this. And then let's unlock the doors. Which side are we on? Sorry, on the right-hand side. Super stuff. Okay. Boston. Yeah, exactly. I said something yesterday in like a Boston accent, and it was really fucking funny, and I can't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. It does matter. I'll ask her when she comes in at some point. It was a joke that I don't think you're fantastic, but I can't see the joke through and say it out loud. That's fair enough, Joel. Thanks for explaining it, though. I appreciate the sentiment. Boston, home of Peter. Wait, no. Fuck no, sorry, I got that wrong. That's alright, chappers. We all make mistakes, mate. Don't worry about it. We all make mistakes. No safety systems again, folks. I don't understand the German ones yet. I need to watch that 2-hour PowerPoint again. Unfortunately. You want the orange on the head one, really? Yeah. Yeah, let's be honest. I think you can get these in the UK. When I went to Manchester the other month, it's really light. This, by the way, it feels like there's nothing in it. When I went to Manchester, we went to a shop. I can't remember what it was called now, but they just did loads of blind boxes. They're quite expensive, though. I mean, a lot of them were like fucking like 15, 20 quid. Now, blind boxes, if you're not aware of them, are especially for people who are a little bit older in the chat. Do you remember the little football figures you used to get with the massive heads? It's like that, but they sell differently. You can get like Teletubbies ones and stuff like that, and Sanrio ones and all that sort of thing. Yowies, yeah, I'll get my Yowies out soon. It might have been Kenji, Aiden. You can get them in Kenji, you can get them in Miniso, and I know they have both of those in the UK. And then there was I can't remember what it was called. It was Pop Mart or something like that. In Manchester, it's only just opened. It's by Piccadilly Gardens. It's called like Pop Mart, and they just sell like the sort of blind boxy type things. Loads of them though. Skins, welcome in, my friend. How's it going? I'm so sorry. Once again, I'm behind on chat, and we've started. I think they're from on 38 frames per second. It is going up as we exit Frankfurt, though, which is nice. On 42 now. Are you in space today, flying around in the Calenium Falcon? I wish, mate. They should put that in Train Sim World, shouldn't they? That's cute. It's nice, isn't it, Yogurt? It's very nice. I did say Waterstones, okay. Some quality stuff in Waterstones. Yeah, it is. I never really look in Water. I don't really read books, and I don't say that in a sort of anti-intellectual kind of like, reading books is for dorks kind of thing. I just have real trouble sitting there holding a book and reading through it. I had a phase where I did it about 10 years ago, but since then I've not really done it at all. So Waterstones doesn't really serve much of a purpose to me. I didn't realise they did little sort of, they had more like, they had a little sort of section of just like little Moomin. It's like Moomin socks, but they're all too small for my massive feet. And salt and pepper. There was a Moomin salt and pepper shaker where there was Moomin Troll and Snork Maiden. One was salt and one was pepper, which was quite cute. Like my keyring that I've got. I showed it off the other day. It's my little Moomin keyring. It lights up as well, which you can't really see. But that is lit up at the moment, I believe. Oh no, it's not. There it is. Off, on, off, on. There you go. That's nice, isn't it? Right, let's start breaking here, folks. I do love a Moomin. I've really got into the Moomins recently. Because I played the Moomin. Have you played Melody of Moomin Valley, Mars? I played that and I absolutely loved it. I absolutely adored it. And then I started watching. I've always had a soft spot for Moomins, but I've never really sort of consumed much of the media, if that makes sense. It was just one of those things where I just always thought, oh, they're really cute, those, aren't they? But I started watching the some of the TV series and stuff like that. It's very nice. It's very nice indeed. I was saying yesterday to Iris that I like it because they have a message, they have a moral, but it's not sort of explained to you through words. It's almost it does it all through like what happens, if that makes sense. Which I quite like. I don't think things always need to be sort of spelt out for you, and it's nice that you can sort of sit and watch an episode or read one of the books or something, and then afterwards you sort of think about it and go, oh, this is the point they were trying to make, as opposed to them stopping you halfway through and going, by the way, this is the point we're trying to make. Like I know Doctor Who does it a lot, but I also know Doctor Who's for kids, but then again Moomin's also for kids, so I don't know. It's just that's personal preference. Anyway, where were we? Did you see Darth Jar Jar? Oh, what is Darth Jar Jar? Do I want to know about this? I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Are they making a Darth Jar Jar? This is something you'll enjoy. When we were walking past HMV, she said, why are they firing that cannon into that dog? That's I can't believe I missed that. That's really good. That's really good. What was it she said that made me laugh? Again, I laugh in the sense that like she mispronounced something. I know what it was. She mispronounced something, but it was a very American thing to mispronounce, and I thought it was quite funny. We were walking down, and she said, "What's a quay? What's a quay?" And I went, "What's what?" And she went, "A quay." And I went, "Can you put it in a sentence?" And she said, "Like Victoria Quays." And she put it at a signpost for Victoria Keys, you know, like keys, Quays. Apparently that's just not an American word. Quays. That fucking killed me. I know it's a very sort of simple thing to laugh at. Ha ha, you've pronounced this sort of thing wrong because you don't know how we say it. But I don't. I've said it before. I don't laugh at these things because of that. It's more that like actually they've got a good point, and we've always pronounced it keys ourselves, but it doesn't look like it should be pronounced that at all, and that's where the humour is, for me at least. Alicia Quays, yeah. Right, let me pull in. We're going to catch up on chat for the 15th time. I need a catch up on chat counter in the stream, don't I? Where are we? Where have we got up to? Have you ever ventured into the strange world of vending machine YouTube? I haven't. I'd be interested in that though, I think. I think I quite like that. People who buy a few then run them with varying levels of success. Oh, right. I think I quite like that. I feel like blind box is a self-explanatory term. Yeah, I suppose. I didn't really understand what... I mean, I sort of knew, but I couldn't have been... I wasn't 100% sure, if that makes sense. So I'm just... I think a lot of people call them like gacha boxes or something like that these days. I think, possibly. And that's much less self-explanatory, because I didn't know what that meant until about a month ago. Because they also have gacha games, but I've never really played any of them. It's not something I'm very familiar with. There's a proper gacha shop in Brighton. There you go. It's a big thing now, but there's so much serious money. There's so much money gets spent on this stuff. It's crazy. But apparently people buy them and then they just sell them on eBay, because there's always going to be someone that wants the specific one that you've got and will pay over the amount to guarantee the specific one that they haven't got, if that makes sense. So if you buy one for 15 quid, you can sell one on eBay for 30 quid and someone will probably buy it, because they will want the one that you've got. I think. That's what I do anyway. I suppose. They did a Warhammer blind box in Japan, released a few series of unique Space Marine sculpts. They were quite good. Sadly didn't catch on, that is a shame. But they're worth a pretty penny now, though, I imagine. I love it. Snufkin's my guy. I fucking love Snufkin. You know who I really like? And I don't know if this is like a popular shout or not. I love Moomin Papa. I really like Moomin Papa. I think he's great. I think he's a great character. I like them all. Oh fuck, we're speeding. Oh no, we're not. We'll be fine in 10 seconds. They're all fine. There's none that I don't like. I was originally very hesitant about Little Mai, but I'm warming up to her slowly. Hence why I bought the fruit pastels. If I still hated her, I don't think I would. When we played the Moomin game, I didn't like Little Mai. I thought she was awful, and I kept calling her Little Me as well. I didn't like it was pronounced Mai. Like literally, I thought it was going to be me or something like that. But it is Mai. Never mind. Never mind. That's good. Nerdmo, welcome in, my friend. How's it going? I'm so sorry. I'm like 5 minutes behind, aren't I? Doctor Who isn't known for subtlety in storytelling. It's not, but it's fine. It's like I said, it is for kids, so it doesn't bother me too much. It's just one of those things where it's like, if I was in charge of this show, this is what I do differently. But I just make Doctor Who darker generally. I think I quite like the sort of dark episodes of Doctor Who. I like the episodes where the Doctor sort of loses it a little bit and goes a little bit sort of. It happened in no spoiler alert, but the most recent episode was a little bit like that to an extent, and I liked where they were going with it, and then they sort of just stopped it quite quickly, and I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Whatever. Key isn't used here. No, that's fair. I thought it was. I thought that was a universal one. I don't know what the sort of substitute for it is, I guess. They've made what Darth Jar Jar in Fortnite, for fuck's sake. That actually, I don't know how I didn't guess that. That does sound like a very Fortnite thing, doesn't it? A key is a wharf. Okay. Okay. Fortnite is an integral part of Star Wars now. Yeah. That's good, isn't it? I'm sure people are very normal about that. Where did I get up to? Sorry. They say keys. Oh, like we were saying, sorry, like Florida keys and stuff like that. They just spell it more sort of, I say literally, but phonetically. Which, you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't fault them for that one bit. How you doing, Nerdmo? It's good to see you, my friend. Alicia Keys, that is good. Americans are so silly. Too true, Kitty. Too true. Richard Keys, fuck's sake. He's still going, isn't he? He's on Bein Sports now, whatever it's called. The Moomins and the Papas. Yeah, good stuff, I think, Nerdmo, possibly. Sorry, bit of power, please. It's like how you pronounce lieutenant incorrectly and only to spite the French. I honestly, Skins, I hate that. I actually sort of, it makes me sort of turn inside out when people say it lieutenant. Just say lieutenant, mate, come on. Who are you trying to impress? I think Americans do get those sorts of things right quite often, actually. To be fair. I also found out that it is actually meant to be herbs, not herbs. And obviously we're used to saying herbs, and Americans say herbs. But it is based off a French word, I believe, where they do, it is more like herbs than herbs, and we've just added the her sound to it for some reason. And you also get aluminum right. I honestly don't understand aluminium. I think people should just say aluminum. I don't get tinnitus, though. I don't like that. It is tinnitus. Because it's not It's not itis, it's itus. But again, whatever. It doesn't really fucking matter, does it? We all know what we all mean, so it doesn't really make a difference. Moving Papa's great. I love Moving Papa. He's so good. Gacha, I'm scarcely bloody familiar with. Good stuff, TN. Really nice. I was going to go for one of those earlier, but I'll be honest, it was low-hanging fruit. I wasn't really that bothered. I'll loo your tenant the new laddie. Steady on, mate. Please. He's just trying to be an artist. Yeah, I love that. He's just writing his little plays and his memoirs and all that sort of thing. I love that for him. Doctor Who, is it? Yeah, no. Doctor Who. That's what they should call it. Absolutely. If I was in charge of Doctor Who, I'd fix the sound mixing first. For sure, that's why I love Christopher Eccleston's Doctor. Oh, for the sort of darkness, yeah, I do like... honestly, it's such a shame that we'll likely never see him back in Doctor Who, at least not while the fucking current lot are running it, because Christopher Eccleston hates them all for... I can't exactly remember why, but I'm fairly sure that it's a very, very valid reason. There is a red coming up, folks, which we are going to have to break for. It's a good thing that I clocked that. 2 kids' TV hot takes. It has been all downhill since Tony Hart retired, and the overall high point was finger bobs. Fucking hell, I think that's a little bit too old for me, I'm afraid, but I am familiar with the concept of finger bobs. Finger bobs. You mean you make Doctor Who more like the original Star Trek that was basically a... Yeah, honestly, Skins, I'd really like that. I'd really like that. At least more often than it is now. I feel like there isn't enough darkness in it now, generally. For me, at least. But I like sort of dark sort of shows and films. Like I like it when Batman's really dark. I'm not such a fan of like sort of campy Batman stuff, or like the actiony Batman stuff. I like it when he's a bit dark and brooding and all that sort of thing. You know. This fella's giving out Doctor Who opinions for free. Do you know what though, Nerf? No, it's fine though, because we've raised £10 for charity today. So I'm just giving back to the community a little bit. You know. Right, on we go. Kelster back. Sitting on my hands so I don't send an essay about Doctor Who into the chat. I mean, you can if you want, Yoga. I mean, it might take me a while to get through it, and then we might fucking derail the chat, and I'll be like 20 minutes behind. But maybe wait until after. We'll have a bit of a chat after this, folks. We'll just do a little bit of just chatting, and then I have got something else lined up after this. It is another sponsored stream, but it is with a caveat. It is with a caveat, and I'm not sure. In fact, I'll probably gauge people's opinions on it first before we actually do it, because I'm still not sure about it. And I'll tell you why in a bit. It's not a train sim world thing or anything like that. Just seeing Richard Keys, and let me say that's class. It is good, isn't it? I'm fab-tired. Glad to hear it, mate. Wasn't good, but thanks anyway. Yeah. For once, a bit of comedy from Larry. It's about time, isn't it? Again, to spite the French and their ridiculous silent letters all over the place. Yeah. But we also have silent letters all over the place, so... You know. We aren't, guiltless, if that's a word. Innocent is the more commonly used term. Aluminum's not happening. I much prefer aluminum. Aluminium is just, it just feels like it's too much. Just unnecessary letters in there. It's like 2 or 3 unnecessary. Just get rid of them. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll give them that. I'll give the Americans that. Itosi. Really good tall nose. I have turned off the watt for the time being, just while we do Train Sim World, mate. It'll be turned back on post haste. I've used post haste 2 or 3 times today. I quite like it. It's a good word, isn't it? Both pronunciations of herb are technically correct, but the English did add the H sound You changed it, not us. Yeah. I mean, it's all correct, isn't it? There's no correct and incorrect if we're going down that route. But I know we all know that, so there's no point me really sort of saying it, even though I just did. Next stop for 7 kilometers. Nice. I can just relax a little bit. Words are so yeah. Language is entirely subjective. I know the French try and do this thing where they very much try and like dictate how words should be used and that kind of thing. Like I remember reading something a couple of years back where French people started saying streamer for like a live streamer. They would say streamer. And there's like some French academy of pretentious knobheads that were like, we don't want you saying streamer because it's an English word. We need to use the French word for it. And they came with the French, and it's fucking like a triple-barreled thing that is just ridiculous. That's always really stupid. Moomoirs, you might say, yeah? Very valid reasons. RTD was and is a bit of a cunt. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what they were, but I think it was people being treated horribly on set and that kind of thing. Christopher Eccleston's a good egg. Christopher Eccleston's a really good egg. If, you know, not to sort of, you know, put all my faith into one famous figure, because that very rarely ends well, but Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant as well, of course. Christopher Eccleston genuinely seems like a good egg. So in about 3 days' time, he's going to say something really horrible, I imagine, and it'll be my fault. You like it because you're so dark and edgy. Oh, you like it dark because you're so edgy as an individual. Exactly, Snore. Exactly. The shrimp in fingerbobs is incredible. Scampy. Might have to do a fingerbob watching stream at some point. That'd be good. Caveat. Oh, caveat. That's good, Skins, yeah. I knew what you meant by it as well, so that's fine. That works. Finally accepted the Raid Shadow Legends gig? No. Heavens no. Speak for yourself. I'm as innocent as an overpriced smoothie. I like the blue one. I like the blue smoothie, the blue bolt one. It tastes of blue. It's nice. Looked at the roadmap and I think you should do it. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I am leaning towards doing it, but I will do a little bit of a disclaimer before it. Because I've done some research into it, and then I did some research into that research, and I'm still at a little bit of a loss exactly as to exactly what to make of it. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Don't worry about it. We are late as well, by the way. So the commercial portion of the stream is squeaky clean, pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. That's how it works. Words are subjective. Too right, Lep. What if I pronounce leopard like prick, since words are subjective? I would not stop you. We are going to overshoot this quite significantly, I think, I'm afraid. Oh no, we might be alright, actually. L'Académie de la Get It Right, you fucks. Yeah, something like that. Some French folks are very protective. I know, I just... I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be like the French. Sorry for any French people watching this, but I wouldn't want to be like you, in the words of Alan Parsons. Certainly wouldn't. Good croissants though. Loads of people say streamer to mean streaming platform now. That really confuses me. There's already a word for that, streaming platform or whatever. This hat is so tight. It's like squeezing my fucking brain out of the top of my head. I'm against that. Yeah, I don't like it. What can I be against? Whatever you want, mate. Well, not whatever you want. That's a dangerous path to go down, but just pick something a bit niche, I suppose. Big day for the finger bobs. Yeah. Finger bobs, by the way, I do hardly know a bobs, and that one does work. Too well, you might say, actually. I don't like that one. I didn't know you could change the camera using the arrow keys, by the way. I've been playing this game for many years now. I had no idea. I had no idea you could do that. Look at that. How long's that been a thing? I had no idea. That is crazy. That's crazy. Bob's getting a lot of attention, yeah. Keep getting the first 10 seconds of an advert on YouTube where it's a professor guy sitting and saying, yes, yes, it's the most dangerous thing to the human body in all history. He's talking about smoothies. Fuck's sake. I love a smoothie. I'm not gonna be talked out of having a smoothie by some fucking professor on YouTube. Absolutely not. I really don't care. I love croissant. I do love croissant. I love a almond croissant. It's my favourite. Might be a bit of a normie choice, that. I think, maybe. Little do you know that the smoothie is full of bubonic plague. I mean, if you'd have gone 11 seconds into the advert, he might have made that distinction, in which case, fair enough. I've caught up on chat, by the way. Can I get a round of applause for that? I'm going to get a round of applause by giving myself another Moomin fruit pastel. I'm going to prepare one. I can... Oh, shit. Fucked up. We might overshoot this. We might be alright, actually. Undershot that massively. You should never go full braking on this. It's not what train drivers do. You get told off for it. I think. Fingerbob stream, but the twist is you make fingerbobs and do it on camera during the episode. If I didn't hate arts and crafts, I would do that. But I do hate arts and crafts because it's just... as soon as you start mucking about with fucking felt and PVA glue and all that sort of thing, I'm just not interested, unfortunately. I hated it in school and I hate it now. By the way, folks, Volvic Touch of Cherry. Very, very nice. It's cherry nice, you could say, as well. It's really good. I've got some fruit pastels stuck in my teeth now. And that's the last of it, I'm afraid. Another bit of plastic for the sea to enjoy. A whap of applause. There you go. What art and craft do you hate the most? Anything that involves pipe cleaners. I don't know. I saw some stuff yesterday that was like knitting stuff. I can't remember exactly. It wasn't crochet. But I actually looked fairly interesting. I can't remember what it was. It was in Waterstones. They were selling like a little kit where you could knit something. Paper. Oh, I fucking hate. Oh my god. Paper mache, and you got to muck around with the fucking balloons and stuff as well. Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I went on a tree. Sorry, I meant to say trip, and I said tree. No idea why that happened. I went on a trip to Meanwood Valley Urban Farm, which was like a 10-minute walk away from where I lived at the time. I went on a school trip there, and instead of like looking at the goats and stuff, we were fucking sat in a room doing paper mache. What's the point? What's the point of going to a fucking farm where you can look at all the little chickens and stuff? If you're just gonna sit in a room and fuck about with fucking paper mache, and that you blow up a balloon and then you put the paper mache around it and then you pop the balloon. Oh, what a fucking mess! Hate it. Really hate it. Macaroni. Oh, yeah, no. I totally agree. I can't be arsed with fucking faffing up with macaroni. I could teach you to knit. Thank you very much, Kitty. I don't know. I have done knitting. No, I've not done knitting. I've done sewing before. I can't remember what it was in Waterstones. It was like a little knitting set, but it was like a... I can't remember what they call them. It's like a little circle, and you sort of knit into it like a pattern. It's got a specific name that I've completely forgotten. Don't say tree again. Story makers. Story makers. I remember that. With the blue cow. A story maker with the blue cow. Folks, who remembers, not to go all Peter K, but who remembers story makers with the blue cow? What were the other story makers' stories? I can't remember them. There was the blue cow. Remember the blue cow? I can't remember any others. I wonder what percentage of pipe cleaners are used for cleaning pipes versus... I don't think anyone cleans pipes with pipe cleaners. I think there's got to be something more advanced than a pipe cleaner now, surely. They're almost all used for crafts, I would say. Anything involving paper mache, what the heck are we even doing? I know. What's the point? I hate when you buy a box of pipe cleaners and use them all for art crafts before you get around to cleaning your pipe. I know. It's terrible, isn't it? Embroidery, that might have been it, Yogurt. That might well have been it. That looks interesting. I'd give that a go, possibly, maybe. Not on. I don't think it'd be an on-stream thing. I think that'd be a very personal thing. The flipping egg. Would you just include the word flip in there for effect? Because good on you. Turkey. Sorry, Skins? Don't remember, but I remember the cow. I just remember the cow and that's it. I forget the name, but I know what you mean. It's very tedious, is it, Yogurt? It looked quite interesting. If you say it's tedious, I won't bother then. I'll find something else to do. Champions League last 16 regulars of Kids TV, the Hoobs, mate. Hey, we've come to the stream, folks, where the Hoobs have been mentioned. And I do have to tell my story about the Hoobs. Every morning when I was a kid, I used to wake up at 6 o'clock, specifically to watch the Hoobs on Channel 4. You get a double episode of the Hoobs. A double episode of the Hoobs at 6 o'clock on Channel 4. 6 AM every morning. Every morning. I just fucking love the Hoobs. We should get some Hoob emotes, shouldn't we? They used to say things like Hooble Toodle Doo. And all that kind of thing. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. Remember that? A double dunter. BapyCal. Yeah, the Hoob stream. Do you reckon we could just watch the Hoobs on stream? It's Jim Henson, isn't it? They might allow that. It's a Jim Henson thing. All puppets. Embroidery is paint by numbers of sewing. Don't know what that means, no, but I'm sorry. You've lost me. That was art. Remember when you built a chair? Yeah, I'm fucking sitting on it right now, mate. I do remember the process of building it. It was a fucking pain in the arse. Do you remember that bit that I got and it was wet? There was a bit of metal that came in like a bag, but the bag was just wet. That was weird. Used to love the Hoobs. The Hoobs was so good. So good. There was one of the Hoobs, I think it was the green one. The green Hoob. Now, I didn't know this at the time because I was only about 6, but I always had a thought about him, like what he would be like if he was a human. And as I've got older, I've come to realise what I was thinking. The green Hoob is 100% like a massive stoner. I can't remember what his name is. His name is Groove. His name was Groove, and that's why. His name was Groove. He had like a little sort of mop haircut kind of thing. Covered his eyes. 100% stoner. He's like, jeez. Yeah, exactly. The Hooms. Yeah, Jim Hoopson. Get your hoops out, love. For fuck's sake. You can watch basically anything at this point unless someone snitches. Yeah. We could put a bit of Hoops on at some point. Green Hoop versus Green Power Ranger. Go. Green Hoop. Green Hoop, absolutely. I had a friend whose mum dated the Black Power Ranger. That's all I know of that story. And by black, I mean I assume it was the one that dressed up in black. Because there was actually, like, a Black Power Ranger, wasn't there? In the original one. Was there? I can't remember now. Hoops commentary series. Make a Hoops podcast. That'd be good. You'd kiss him. Ivor. No, it was Groove. Groove was the green one. Ivor was the... I can't remember. Oh, was the Black Power Ranger actually a black man? I can't remember. I thought... Oh, I can't remember. I might have been watching it because there's a different series of it, wasn't there? I think the one I watched, I think the one who dressed in black was white. I think. But there was loads of Power Rangers series. There was like Dino Thunder and stuff like that. I'm getting them all mixed up, I'm afraid. I thought you were going to say they dated a Hoop. No, that would be good, wouldn't it? How would that work? I don't want to think about it. Whatever a Hoob is, Google it, mate. Google the Hoobs. It's like Jim Henson, the Jim Henson puppets, basically. But it was for, I mean, it's for kids, of course. It was for kids. It was fucking Jim Henson. But I think this was after Jim Henson died, maybe. I don't know when Jim Henson died, but it was Jim Henson Company at least. I don't know. Groove is the stoner. Another Last 16 regular. Rasta Mouse, yes. What a show Rasta Mouse was. I didn't watch that much of Rasta Mouse. Oh, break. I didn't watch too much of Rasta Mouse. I never seemed to be at home at the right time for Rasta Mouse. Which is a shame. The Asian one was yellow, the blonde girl was the pink one. Really progressive stuff. It's bad, isn't it? Are they still making Power Rangers? You were talking purely the orange. Okay. I think you meant orange then. I was like, there was an orange Power Ranger? Don't remember that. Roly Mo. You hate Roly Mo, don't you, Lef? You really don't like him. And I don't know why. I don't know what he's done to you. Back to the grind for me. Have fun, everyone else. Or else. Legitimate threat. That's a report. That's getting reported, mate. Enjoy your day, Nerdboy. Have a good one, mate. Take care. Does my absolute tits in? Why don't you like, Why don't you like him? Why don't you like Roly Mo? Seriously? Bless up. He's a weirdo, mate. Have you seen the state of him? Mate, he looks like you. I think you've had your hair done in the pattern of Roly Mo before, and you haven't realised. How okie doke on the other hand. Fucked up in the crib. Is it eating okie dokies or is it sipping okie dokies? I can't remember. It's one or the other. You'll laugh at that regardless. There you go. There's the laugh. There it is. Eating. There you are. I can't remember what they were meant to be sort of a rip-off of. Okie dokies. There's a Herbie Hancock parody Rasta Mouse episode? I don't think. Either I probably didn't. I probably might have seen it, but don't remember it. Because I don't remember. I didn't know who Herbie Hancock was. When I was 8. I do need to put the headlights on. Won't make much of a difference, but it might make some difference. Oh, that has made a bit of a difference, actually. It's quite nice. Oh, Okie Dokies are Oreos. Interesting. I have memory hold Okie Doke. Curse you all. That's not my fault, it's Leopard. Leopard's the one banging on about Okie Doke. The song is a banger. I think you've talked about it before, Lep. I don't agree with you. We're in Mainz. Folks. If anyone's ever been there before or even heard of it, there is a football team called Mainz, which you may have heard of. Used too young for Button Moon. I know of Button Moon, but that's about it. I think I don't think I saw it. It was top stuff. I think my mum might have watched Button. No, I think my sister might have watched Button Moon. I don't think my mum watched, but I don't know. I think someone in my family really likes Button Moon. Oh, okay. Oh, Quadoke. That's good. I like that. Thought Thatcher shut the Mainz down. Good stuff. Really nice, Aiden. Do you ever wonder how much salt was wasted on Art Attack? Have a think about that. I'm going to have some more fruit pastels, I think. This is my lunch, by the way. Fucked him in the crib sipping Dr. Perky. Honestly, painted, washing up liquid bottles and the likes, just incredible. I liked the shows like that where it's made out of like actual stuff. If that like, I mean like not CGI, you know. I know it's cheaper to do CGI, but there's a charm in claymation and stop motion and that kind of thing that is just lost. There was a lost episode of Thomas the Tank Engine that came out the other day with Ringo Starr, by the way. If anyone's interested in that, it was like a pilot episode that they've sort of restored with Ringo Starr. If anyone's interested in that, which that actually might be, to be fair. Can we have the starters to come out at the same time as the mines, please? Fuck. I wasn't expecting that then. I didn't know where you were going with it. Speaking of starters, Pokemon. We're going to do some Pokemon tomorrow. I think we might finish Sapphire tomorrow. We just need to catch the Reggies, do the Pokemon. We need to do Victory Road in the Pokemon League, catch the Reggies. And then that's about it. We can go to like the abandoned ship and stuff, but I think if we spend all day tomorrow on Pokemon, I think we can get it done. If not, we might do a little bit on Wednesday as well to sort of wrap it up. But I think we're about there with it. It was only going to be a quick playthrough because we were just doing it for the translations, and I've played through sort of Sapphire and stuff 100,000 times before. But that does mean, well, I say thankfully, it doesn't really matter, but it means we'll be moving on to White Tour a little bit earlier than I anticipated, which is good, I think, because it means I won't be rushing it so much. And we can take a little bit more time over it and properly explore everywhere, which I think will be good. 30 hours. So I've been doing some grinding off stream because I looked at the levels of the Elite Four, excuse me, and the champion and stuff like that. There's no chance we were going to win. There was no chance. The champion's like mid to high level 50s. And our party, I think, was mostly like high 30s. So I've upped the levels of several of the Pokemon. We got a level 41 Trapinch, which knows Dig, so we can do the Reggie stuff. but we will be doing that. Don't you worry about it. So the time played in the game now actually says like 32 hours, I think. But on stream it's not been 30. A lot of it's been grinding, so I've been like speeding it up. That's good stuff. Disarmingly good, in fact. Yeah, what fucking mains thing, the starters and the mines. Doesn't really work actually, but whatever. I'll give him it. Give the baby his bottle. Skarmory. Exactly, it's got Skarmory, Metagross and all that sort of thing. We've got no chance with a fucking level 35 Hariyama. It's not going to work out. So I've leveled some of them up, so they're sort of maybe like, some of them I think high 40s now. I might even do some more leveling up tonight maybe. But there's no point me streaming that because it's just boring. How far are we, by the way? We're nearly there. We're not far away. I think there's 1 or 2 more stops, I think. Then we'll do a little bit of chatting, I think. And then we'll move on to something else. So we'll end the stream today probably about... I'm thinking about 3:30. And what that'll let me do is it'll give me some time to export the videos out and put them on YouTube for Train Sim World and for this other game that we may or may not be giving a go. I think we will give it a go regardless. We'll give it a go with a big asterisk. And then I'll be back on tonight at 6 PM, roughly, for Deal or No Deal. We are back. We're back with another Deal or No Deal tonight, 6 o'clock. Wednesday as well, there'll be a Deal or No Deal. It'll be a bit earlier on Wednesday. It'll be about 2 o'clock, I think. And then on Friday, it'll be in the morning on Friday, actually. Deal or No Deal. So they're not all sort of mid-afternoon ones this week. I've had to shuffle a few about because I've had to get people work and all that sort of thing, and it's difficult to sort of get them on the show at a good time. So 2 o'clock, very good. Yeah. Remember when I was a little lad, I had to attempt that battle against the champion quite a lot because I'd only leveled up my Blaziken. I think that game is, especially considering we played like Pokemon X and stuff, you have to do a lot of grinding in the game. You can't just sort of do the main battles and battle the people that are like the trainers and stuff, and then just go in the Pokemon League and win. It doesn't work like that. You have to do actual, you have to grind a little bit, whether you like it or not. Which I don't mind that necessarily. But I think for this playthrough it's a little bit annoying because we're not doing it for the battling at all. We're doing it for the text, and I just want to get through the game as quickly as possible. But it's fine. We love Dond. We do love a Dond, don't we? After Nerdmo's fucking debacle last week, be interesting to see what happens, I think. This is reminding me, I was on a lovely train journey yesterday. So I went from Sheffield to Leeds, and I could have got the cross-country train, which is it takes about 40 minutes on a cross-country train, but they're always overcrowded. Always. And they're just... I don't like standing up on trains and being like cramped and stuff like that. I just don't enjoy it when you're on like cramped public transport. So I thought, you know what I'll do instead? I said, I'll go on a stopper service. So instead of 40 minutes, it takes an hour and 15 minutes. And it stops at all the stops. It even goes off route a little bit because it goes into Rotherham. It comes off that line. It actually goes into Rotherham and then a couple of other stops, and then it comes back onto the main line. But it stopped at all the stops, and it was a little 2-carriage train. It was a new train. It wasn't an old train. It was a 195, which is relatively new. If no one knows what that means, that's fine. Don't worry about it. If someone does know what that means, that's fine. So it was a relatively new train, which I'm neither here nor there about. I wouldn't mind going on an old one. But the good thing about it wasn't busy at all. It was not busy. I was sat by myself, looking out the window. It was lovely weather. It was sort of like this kind of weather, like the sun was getting quite low. And the train wasn't going that fast because it obviously had to keep stopping every 5 or 10 minutes. And it was just, I had my music on. It was absolutely, it was one of the nicest train rides I've ever had. Feet on my seat, absolutely not, mate. I can't believe you'd say that about me. That's really bad, actually. Absolutely not. I wasn't even sat on a table seat, to be honest with you. You would stay on a train longer than needed? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I left Sheffield at 6:30. I could have got home by 8:30. No, I could have got home by 7:30, sorry, if I'd have taken a quicker train. I ended up getting home at about 9:15 instead. Because I took a longer train. And it was absolutely worth it. 100%. It was so lovely. It was really peaceful. I love just watching the world go by, you know. Oh, we're still going. Fuck, I thought that was the last stop. I love watching the world go by. I just find it very peaceful. And it's in Yorkshire as well, and you know, South Yorkshire is a very lovely part of the world. There's nice scenery. Once you get out of the sort of Rotherham kind of area, where it's all very industrial, and you're going through like Fitzwilliam and Moorthorpe and all that kind of thing. Bolton upon Dearne was another one of the stops. Not Bolton as in the one in Lancashire, it's a different Bolton. It's just lovely and very relaxing, and like I said, there weren't many people on the train, so I didn't feel like, you know, I wasn't crowded in or anything like that. And like the weather was lovely, and it was just the sun was in the right place. It was behind clouds, the sun, but it was quite low down, so everything had a nice sort of glow to it. It was just genuinely quite gorgeous. It was very, very nice. I put some lovely tunes on. Not out loud, of course. Yeah, it was just nice. Sometimes you just need to stop and smell the roses a little bit, as Ringo Starr would say in that song. That is really fucking awful. You just got to slow down a little bit. What's all the hustle and bustle? What's all the hurry about? Take your time. It's absolutely fine. I think people would do well to learn that. Oh, sorry. Saw a botherer on TikTok yesterday. He was playing some of the conductor mode on this. I don't like the idea. Sorry, I know you call them botherers, and it's like we all sort of do it in jest a little bit, TN. But I am worried sometimes that someone's going to watch this and see that you're calling them a train botherer, and they're going to take some offence to it. And I just want to say for anyone who out there who is thinking that, he doesn't. He's just taking a piss a little bit like that. I mean, if he actually did think that, then he'd be straight out of it, because I'm a fucking train botherer, according to him. So, it's all a jest. But the conductor mode in this, I thought I'd really like it, and I've played it a bit, but it's never grabbed me, because I just feel like there's not enough to do. I feel like you're checking the tickets manually, and you wouldn't normally do that in real life. You'd have the little QR code scanner thing, and there's no, like, if you're in the UK, there's no asking people for the rail card. You don't issue people fines or penalty fares or tell them to get off the train at the next stop or anything like that. It's very much just like, you check a ticket. If it's correct, great, you move on. If not, you say to them, right, you've got to buy this ticket, and then they buy that ticket. And it's universal. So, like, the way it works in Germany is the same as it works in the UK, whereas that's not how it works in real life. So I just feel like it's just a little bit lacking. It's a good sort of, like, if it's like in like early access beta kind of mode, if that makes sense, then it's quite good. But it just needs more to it to make it interesting for me, I think. And there you go. Look at that. A few overshoots, unfortunately, but I think I did all right there. Remember Budgie? Sarah Ferguson's Thomas ripoff? Very vaguely, Ultra, yeah. Very, very vaguely. Yeah. Hadn't thought about that in a while, actually. Not according to him, you just are. Don't know what you mean, but I don't know what that was in reference to. I'm sorry. Looked very good actually. Checking tickets, closing doors. The door closing's good. I do like the sort of process of opening and closing the doors. I do really enjoy that. I think it's just like the actual interaction with the people is quite a big part of a job of a conductor, and I think it's just lacking in the game a little bit. But I assume it's something that they'll just add on over time. Like I said, I like the idea of giving out, like, I want it to be a bit more like Papers, Please. Like, you're giving out, like, penalty fares and stuff like that to people who haven't got the right ticket, or, you know, chances who haven't got a rail card with them or something like that. Whereas that's just not in this at the moment. But it is what it is. Really bothersome stuff. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's have a little bit of a walk around. There's fucking rubbish all over the place here. Terrible, isn't it? That means not in service, I think. Possibly. Or something like that. It was a rescue helicopter. Yeah, I very vaguely recall. Oh, I thought that was going to be like a route map or something. Is this a route map? It is, yeah. Look at that. Jesus, that's the S-Bahn. So we were doing S8, S1, S8, and S9 are the ones that are in this DLC. So S1, so the dark blue one there, the purple one, and this sort of like mustardy yellow one, I think. I believe I don't think they all go up here. They just go to Frankfurt though. I believe that's correct. Anyway, I hope I've not got that wrong. I mean, it must be because they all start at that place. So there you go. That's it. This comes out tomorrow, folks. This comes out tomorrow on Steam and I believe Steam, Epic, PS5, Xbox Series S/X. But you do have the timetable thing that we talked about earlier with the Xbox and the PS5 thing. Make of that what you will. I have my own opinions on it. I don't think PC should be held back because the hardware of PS5 and Xbox is lacking. And I also don't think that they should have just added it in PS5 and Xbox regardless and let people just turn it off if they don't want the full mode. Because I know what would happen is that if it doesn't run well in the full mode on PS5, people are going to play it and then go, oh, why have they put it in if it doesn't run well? So that in a sense, they can't really win. You know, it is what it is. You can make the argument that the game just needs optimizing a little bit better, and they are working on that, as far as I'm aware. That's what we've been told. They've got a whole team of people, a very large team of people that are just pure working on optimizing the game to make it run better, which I do think is needed. But it's not something that you can just fix overnight or even in a couple of weeks. That's a bit of a longer process. See, I don't like the way these textures sort of don't load in until you get really close to them. But dip those donuts, like. Offene Wald. That's nice. Got Cafe and Go. So I'm just looking at the shops. Don't really know why, to be honest with you. Got Financial that thing. 24/7. Wiesbaden Whisk. Frisch Backwaren. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything terrible. Got Frankfurter there as well. And Sandwich. Nice. And a pizza place as well. Can you leave this place? I assume you can't. No, you can't. It'd be nice if you could just step out into the open there, but I suppose it is a train sim, not a train station entering sim. So it is what it is. There you go, folks. Do hope you enjoyed that. If you're watching on the VOD, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ding that bell, etc., etc., etc. I'm sure whenever there's... We do Train Sim World quite often these days, which is quite nice. I do enjoy the Train Sim World stuff. It's nice to have a chat when I can catch up and everything like that. So you all need to stop talking so much, I think is the... I think that's the thing. So there we go. Lovely stuff. There's Train Sim World 5, folks. Frankfurt S-Bahn. I've pronounced that wrong, I assume.